So the words, am I loved by God? That's the question. In this question, we're going to look at the cross and see how the cross settles that question in our minds and in our brains and in our thoughts. Because normally it's hard for us to understand the aspect of God's love without there being some sort of sacrifice that has happened to draw us into that love. So he provides for us a love that is appropriate in the cross. Now, the question is, do you see the cross as a finished work? The cross through Jesus Christ was once for all time. It is a finished work. There is no other work to be completed through the cross. Now, let's read what Romans has to say about this. And hopefully it'll settle that aspect of who we think we are and who he says we are. And in the midst of all this muddiness, when we feel the worst, the most shame, the most doubt, the most guilt, everything that you think of in your brain that causes you to go, he might not love me. Let's see what happens. Romans 5. I love this. This is so good. Romans 5, 6 through 8 says this, and we can see that it is while we were powerless to help ourselves. I love that. Powerless to help ourselves, that Christ died for sinful men. All right. So in the human experience, it's a rare thing, it says. It's a rare thing for one man to give his life for another. Here's another kicker to this. Even if the latter be a good man or a righteous man is what some of the references will say. So check this out. Even for a good man, though there have been a few who have had the courage to do it. Yet the proof, listen to this. This is good. Yet the proof of God's amazing love is this. For you. The proof of this amazing love is this, is that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Excuse me. Understanding and knowing that while we were sinners, Christ died for us. In other words, he knew the penalty of what we would already do. He already knew our sin. I'm going to quote my friend Joe Shelton out of Mississippi. He's a preacher at this small little Methodist church north of Tupelo. And he says this, God knew every sin that we would ever do, and he saved us anyways. Understand that. The love that he has for you is beyond our comprehension. That love has caused us to go into this deep emotional relationship that we have with him. There's nothing that's ever drawn me closer to God than knowing I'm loved by God. What a great reference that is for us to understand. You are loved. While you were still a sinner, Christ died for you.